So today I'm repairing some rusty faded rocker panels on a 2005 Jetta GLI. Back here it's not terrible, it's just that little fade there. Up front I have it taped off down here. Got fishing line down in this crack just to pull this panel away a little bit. You can see rust. Let me zoom in a little. Alright, rust. That's it. It's just when it's there, you kind of see it. It's not bad. But I'll show you guys how to fix it. So first, obviously get everything taped off that you don't want sanded, because you're gonna do some sanding. So I have side skirts obviously taped off. The top of the door, I'm probably gonna get the top of the fender panel, and yeah, then we're gonna start out with 220. I'm doing 220. You could do whatever you want, probably 200, 300, just depends on how much patience you have. Then we're gonna finish with 400. Again, doesn't matter what brand. You could probably do higher, maybe even a little lower. Made this crude tool with a sheet of 220 wrapped around the end of a wooden shim with just a little edge of tape to hold it on, and that should slide nicely into here. And it's just gonna work it. Probably gonna take about an hour for this corner, and I will update you guys when it's done. So I was working it with the 220, and it gets the stuff that's already kind of smooth, really smooth. But stuff like this really wasn't doing much on, so I busted out 150, and I'm mainly gonna focus on this rougher stuff, the lip down there, and then I'll move to 220. If that doesn't get it smooth enough, I might move up to higher grit. I'll see. And then after that, this is color matched paint to this car. As you can see, it's just from AutoZone. This is the closest I got with heavy 150 grit. It's not super smooth yet, but move on to 220 next. There's divots that go below the surface of the metal here, so there's not really much you can do about that, but it's pretty smooth, a lot better than before. This is the left front before. Gonna hit it with 150. All right, so to get inside this top piece a little bit better, we are taking the fenders off, but in order to get the fenders off, you got to take the bumper off. So the bumper, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then there's one connecting on each side. There's a fender. There's 4 on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in the back, 1, 2 down there, and then actually a third one on the bottom. And there's 2 on the front side right here. 1, 2, which is under a cover, 1, 2, 3 holding the cover on. And that's it for the fenders and bumper. So that light bulb there pulls just straight out. Be careful, don't twist it or anything. So with the bumper, sides off, you now have access to this top piece where you can get the rest of the rust off here, get the rust here, here, and it's just generally easier to get everything here. So on the driver's side fender, there's a line held on by clips. They're just simple snap on like that clips. This is the cover I was talking about, and then there's these 2 underneath that cover. So while you have the fenders and the bumper off, there's just a couple things you normally do, like all these rocks in here that you can't get unless that stuff's off. While it's off, you just do a courtesy vacuum all this stuff out. So when you're ready to paint, block off everything that could get overspray. So the tire covered in cardboard, anything else, and just getting down there right here and expose just that edge that's getting done. Make sure when you paint you've got the right temperature out. Usually on the can it will say, this one doesn't, but it's typically like 70 to 80 degrees you're gonna want to paint. I left this inside to warm up for a bit, so it's whatever room temperature is, 75. So especially with these custom made paints, you're gonna want to shake it for about a minute, and then before you start spraying, just spray on like a scrap piece to check the like spray pattern, the size that's gonna come out, so you don't accidentally overspray. So some cans are a little bit different than others. So the first coat is really not going to look like much, but the more shallower coats you get, the better the final product is going to be. So lots of small coats. On the passenger side rear, there's just this discoloration, no rust. So I'm just going to start with 400 and maybe go up from there if it needs it. So it's nighttime, but the painting's done. Can hardly tell there was rust here ever. Gonna have to epoxy the inside here, clamp it here and under, probably overnight. This back section, can't tell anything was there. And then on this side, yeah, I really can't tell there was rust there. Fenders back on, bumper back on, grill back on. No missing bolts. Can't really tell there was rust. Still have to epoxy and clamp for a couple hours. This looks better too. Probably gonna hit the inside one more. Same deal here. Passenger rear. Can't see anything. That was already there. But yeah, that spot that was there, good now. So it's the next day. We're epoxying the fenders on now. It's just a JB Weld 2-part epoxy. Supposedly sets in 5 minutes. But I have these 2 clamps here, probably gonna leave this on for about an hour. I got epoxy all on the inside of here, and I'm just kind of filling these tiny cracks now to seal up. So I left this out for actually about 2 hours, maybe a little over, and I'm gonna take the clamps off. So clamps are off, it's holding. I'm gonna spray again, just to fill that crack a little bit and cover the color of the clear white epoxy. So I just put a little bit of paint over the epoxy, and yeah, it's pretty much perfect. I really want to thank you guys for watching. I realized my voice was a little more monotone than I'd like it to be, but this is my first video, so you're just gonna have to give me some slack on that one. I got some big plans for this channel in the future. A couple cool projects in my garage. There's my street bike, and that's the V-twin swapped golf cart. But I want to hear what you guys want to see more of, so let me know.